This is the DTV Digest, the podcast that brings you news and reviews of films which didn't make it to the cinema. And now, here's your host, Mike Parkin.
Hello everyone and welcome to the DTV Digest. I'm your host Mike Parkin and joining me this week are Stephen Lockridge.
Hello.
And Amanda Robertson.
Hi.
And welcome back from the desert.
Yeah. Not as warm as I thought it would be.
No?
No, it was really, really windy. So
Oh my god.
yeah. Well, we're next to the sea, but there was still sunshine.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Cool. All right then. So this week we've got 4 films to review. We're going to kick off with a film called Outgunned, also known as Hunting Jessica Brock. Then we have this sort of lo-fi science fiction film called OBEX, followed by a prison drama called Bosco, and then a horror called Play Dead. Our short shot is called Jeffery Epstein, Bad Pedophile, and our DTV Throwback this week is Mark Hamill in Time Runner. So, without further ado, let's crack on. Our first film then is Outgunned. A retired Special Forces agent must battle a group of vengeful psychopaths and the African wilderness to get back to her daughter. So this is yet another riff on The Most Dangerous Game. Probably one of the most famous being Hard Target, of course. We've had others like the one with Ice-T and Rutger Hauer. I think that was just called A Dangerous Game or something as well.
Chasing the Game, is it?
Something like that.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, there's been quite a few, and here we have yet another. This is a South African production, and bloody hell, do they do a good job? I'll get into my thoughts on this in a minute, but first I'm going to throw it over to Amanda. Amanda, what are your thoughts on Outgunned?
I had a great time. It's kind of hard not to enjoy a woman just totally fucking up a bunch of assholes in like very violent ways.
Mm-hmm.
Story-wise, obviously there's nothing really that new going on, but it looks nice. The action is great. It's like big, brutal, really kinetic. The lead is great as well.
Yes, she is. Yeah.
I did enjoy how overpowered she could feel sometimes. That was fun. But no, I had a great time. I think it was really fun. It's one of the better versions of this story.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought so. So yeah, Danica De La Rocca is Danica De La Ray Jones is the one playing Jessica. Yeah, she's very good, for sure. Steve, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I thought it was great. Really enjoyed this. Yeah, she's absolute badass. I mean, it's done really, really well. I thought the action was done and the violence was done really well. It's very violent. It's very grim. But it is done well. The only issue I have with it is that it's too long.
It's 2 hours 15 minutes roughly. So yeah, and you're right.
Yeah.
For this sort of film, you think, oh my god, that's quite a lot. But they do fill out the time. You're right. It could be shorter, but I felt they used the time wisely.
And that's just a couple of bits where it dragged.
Mm-hmm.
Where they've got her kidnapped and they're all shouting bollocks to each other around the campfire and things like that. That I didn't think was needed. They could have cut that down a bit. Just little things like that.
You're sort of sitting there going, "Haven't you escaped yet?"
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. And just little things like just little trims here and there, and an hour 45, something like that. I think it would have been just a lot. In my opinion, I thought it was too long. I think it just needed trimming.
Yeah. So I mean, this sort of uses a kind of what I think others would call sort of heightened reality. So it's set out in the sort of the bush. There's no buildings to explode or anything like that. So but there is a lot of action for sure. It's some pretty brutal, as you said. There are a couple of people on fire bits, which are really eye-wincing at times. But a couple of things I do like. One is that mission at the beginning, which goes horribly wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was great because it showed that their adversary was pretty smart. There was definite cunning there, and they were outplayed. That was really good. The other thing I really liked is the guy playing Danny, who's the other survivor from that particular mission. We're all left to think, at the beginning that he's dead. But there is that old adage that if you don't see the person actually die on screen, then the likelihood is they're not dead. But they do sort of set it up to that this guy's been finished off. But he does such a good job of playing the sort of self-hatred, the pitifulness of who he is, how he's got there. The scene towards the end when the girl gives him the dog tag to have a look at. And it just absolutely destroys him. That bit, just you could see, if there was a hole opening up below him, he would have happily jumped in at that point. Really, really good acting sort of added to the sort of pathos of it for me. I thought this was absolutely brilliant. It came out of nowhere basically, but it knocks it out of the park for sure. Okay, scores on the doors, Steve.
I'll give it a 7.
Yeah. And I nearly called you Jessica then. Amanda.
I'd go about 7 too, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to push it a bit higher. I'm going for an 8. The length of it didn't bother me at all. So I think that's where you're probably knocking it down.
Yeah.
So 2 7s and an 8 then for.
Also, as well, just to let people know, there is slight mid-credit scene as well.
Throwaway thing. It is that sort of typical crappy thing that Marvel puts at the end. So you have your important mid-credit sequence, and then you have the shitty bit at the end. That people sort of hang around for. But you do get that. But 2 7s and an 8 for Outgunned. Go check it out. Our next film is OBEX. Connor Marsh's secluded life is disrupted when he plays the OBEX game. His dog Sandy disappears, blurring reality and game. Connor enters the OBEX world to rescue Sandy, navigating its strange realms. This is what sort of Rich and I sort of coined as being sort of lo-fi, sort of very retro. Funny enough, I've forgotten the guy's name. It's not Dennis Wheatley, is it? The guy who did
the author?
Kill List. No, exactly. Who did Kill List?
Ben
Wheatley.
Sorry?
Ben Wheatley.
Ben Wheatley, thank you. Yeah. Ben Wheatley's latest film called Bulk is out very soon as well, and that is another film which would fit into this. Sort of low budget, shot in black and white, handmade props and special effects and that sort of thing, and that's pretty much what we get here. I fell asleep during Bulk, I have to say, in the middle of it. Didn't quite get on with it as well as Richard did. This one, I'm more or less the same on, to be honest. I did like bits of it, but I have to admit the bugs creep me out. I do not like bugs. They look too much like cockroaches, these things. So that didn't really help matters. But I'm interested to know what you think, Steve.
Now, when I saw this was directed by the same guy who did Strawberry Mansion, which we did a while back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
that was a freaky one as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. I kind of knew I weren't going to get on with it. It's all right. It's like I say, it's very, very lo-fi. It's like I think the budget was probably less than Clerks in a way. You know what I mean? There's nothing there really, but it reminded me of playing a game at school on the BBC called Granny's Garden. I don't know if anyone remembers that.
Don't remember that
but
one.
it was like the game that we had in school on the one computer we had at school when I was a kid, and it just kind of reminded me of that. And it does take a while to get going as well. It's like half an hour before you even gets into the weirdness of the game and stuff like that.
You spend the first sort of half an hour realizing what an internally dull and annoying person he is.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Dull. Really, there's nothing exciting happening. He's just printing out pictures that he's made of people looking like code, and his neighbours going and doing his shopping, and then that's about it. And he's with his dog. And then it goes a bit weird, and it's like this fantastical world. And to me, it's not really horror, though. It's more like a medieval fantasy.
Yeah,
in a way. And
it never occurred to me that it was a horror at all. No,
that's what it's billed as. You know what I mean? It's like no, but yeah, it's all right. It's not. I don't think it's as weird as that Strawberry Mansion, but it's definitely, you can tell it's by the same director. It's along the same vein. But yeah, it was okay.
His little hobby of transposing people's pictures into like a digital picture is interesting, because I thought he was going to have some sort of computer program that he'd written to do it or anything, but he's literally pressing X's and Y's, you know, and going along. I mean, that in itself is a skill, you know what I mean? But it did seem to be incredibly labor intensive.
Is it a skill you want to watch?
No.
No.
No. Just give us, enough to give us the gist.
Yeah.
The rest of it. Yeah. So Amanda, what did you make of OBEX? Is this your kind of thing?
I mean, well, I loved Bulk, so I thought it would be, but this one was fine. I loved the whole lo-fi analog look and the sound design, and the score are really fantastic. It was really unsettling at points. But it's very nostalgia heavy, and it does take a while to get going, like you said. So it was fine. Didn't love it.
As a sort of litmus test, sort of Rich suggested that this is this year's Thousands of Beavers. So, yeah, because again, that was another sort of lo-fi style.
Yeah.
I won't say amateur production, but sort of independent production. But there seem to be a few of these knocking around.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Scores and the doors. Amanda.
Probably a 5.
And Steve.
Yeah, I'll give it a 5.
I'm joining you both on a 5. There we have it. 3 5s for OBEX. If it's if it sounds like your sort of thing, please go check it out. Our next review is Bosco, based on the story of Quante Bosco Adams, sentenced to 35 years for attempted possession of marijuana. With the help of a woman from a Lonely Hearts ad, he escapes to see his daughter, but is forced to take responsibility for his past. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to see this one this week, but I have to say, 35 years for attempted possession. What the fuck was that? Okay, Steve, please tell us more.
Yeah, I didn't get on with this at all. I mean, I know it's a true story and everything like that, and yeah, fair play to the lad, but it's basically in a cell chatting with his neighbour and then chatting with a woman on the phone, and that's it. It was just I don't know. Nothing grabbed me. You got the opening where he's a little kid and his dad's a dick and all this lot, and then next thing, bang, he's in prison. And I think he's been moved to a new one because he's already escaped another one twice or something. And it just didn't grab me. I mean, the performances are good, the cast is good. You've got, Thomas Jane as a bastard guard, and the other guard, what's he called? Theo Rossi, sorry. With Vijay Fox in there. It's a decent cast, but it just doesn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
And,
it was really slow paced.
Yeah. I mean, they're slow and they're slow. And, sometimes, in prison movies, you get like the camaraderie or, just the like lunch scenes or something like in the canteen, but you don't get any of that. It's literally him just sat in a cell, and then he breaks out, and then that's it. And I just felt no connection to it whatsoever. Nothing grabbed me, nothing drew me in because it's just talking.
It sounds more like a podcast series than a movie.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Amanda, what do you think of Bosco?
I'm kind of in the same boat. I mean, it's good acting. The lead character is easy to root for. But just, it sort of like asks a lot of questions, but then doesn't really go into anything further. Like in the end, you're left with loads of questions and there's stories that feel unfinished.
Do they even go into this whole thing about his actual sentence? Is anyone ever trying to appeal it or anything?
No, not at all.
It's crazy.
You literally don't. The only people you see outside the prison, is a woman who talks to on the phone. It's like a bit of a Lonely Hearts column thing.
Oh yeah.
And his mum. That's it.
Why did everyone just accept that 35 years for attempted possession of marijuana? Oh my God,
I mean, they say that to him, like 35 years. Like, yeah, he's like, what the fuck? He's like, that's what I've got. That's it. You know what I mean? It doesn't.
Yeah, like that's the things they should have been looking into a bit more.
I think so. I mean, at the end, it shows the real Bosco and what's happened to him and what he's done with his life after he's got out, which I think will make a more interesting story. How he's supposed to turn his life around and he's doing good, helping people, helping the community or whatever. I think that'd be more interesting than what they show here, which is just basically him sat in a room chatting to his neighbour next door.
Yeah.
And getting a bit of shit off the guards,
Sounds absolutely horrific. From a subject matter point of view, also incredibly mundane from a film point of view. Okay, guys, how are you going to score it? Steve?
I'll give it a 5.
And Amanda?
Yeah, same. I'll give it a 5. The acting's doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
Yeah, I mean, we've done a fair share of prison movies over the years. The really brutal one with Craig Fairbrass, that was pretty horrific. The Scott Adkins one, of course, Avenged, and there was one with the guy who played Steve in Stranger Things. He did one which was actually quite funny. I can't remember what it was now.
No.
Anyway, there we have it. 2 5s for Bosco. Go check it out. Our next film is Play Dead. A woman wakes up injured in a basement surrounded by corpses. To survive, she must pretend to be dead while a grotesque ritual unfolds in the house above. So I've actually got a film at home also called Play Dead, which is about a woman who gets trapped in a morgue and has to pretend to be a corpse under a sheet while stuff's going on, which is quite good as well. I liked some of this one, I must admit. I was actually reminded of a Spanish film called Intacto. I don't know if either of you seen that.
No.
Intacto is about people who are incredibly lucky, and they're being sought out by gamblers and things like these incredibly lucky people. And there's one guy who, as a boy, he was in a Nazi concentration camp, and he was in a room full of other prisoners. And every day, the guards would come in and take exactly half of who was in there. So half would be taken out, and then the next day, and half of what was left would be taken out, and so on until he was the last person left in the cell. And then that was the day the Allies rescued everyone. So that's sort of incredible luck, and that's what I was thinking of here, because there's this pile of corpses in the center of this basement, and this woman is reasonably cognizant. She wakes up realizing there's weird shit going on. And every now and again, this guy will come downstairs, grab one of the corpses, and drag him back upstairs. And so she has to sort of pretend to be dead in exactly the same spot she was before, and hope that she's not picked by this guy. And then while he's upstairs, she's running around trying to find clues or something that's going to help her escape. Okay, Steve, what did you make of this one?
Again, it kind of reminded me of Bosco. It's just set in one room. Same thing over and over again. It was okay. It didn't grab me that much. I thought, why? One thing that really got me is, why is he wearing this mask and a butcher's apron? And I don't know why, but it bugged me. I'm like, well, there's no one else about. Yeah. All these the bodies. No one's going to see your face. Why?
Maybe it's that sort of disassociation.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't know why.
Never explained,
it bugged me.
It's never explained as to why.
It just bugged me.
Yeah.
I mean, one good thing is it's short. It's only about 72 minutes, if that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no fat on it or anything like that. I thought the makeup was good, the injuries and stuff, because she wakes up with this hole in the side, basically.
That's right. Yeah.
Which I thought was done really well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I say, some elements are okay, but it's just a little bit. It also reminded me of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. What he's doing, the ritual or whatever.
I think
round the table.
I think there's part of that there as well.
Yeah.
One of my observations was the tool set on the wall. It's like Americans love their tools.
Oh yeah, they got them on the wall.
I mean, like hundreds of them. Spanners of all sorts and all. People must. I can imagine some blokes just fetishizing over it and just obsessing over it day after day, making sure they're all in the right place and all the rest of it. Absolutely crazy sort of thing. The other thing was the ritual itself. It takes a while for you to realize what's actually going on and why he's doing this. And it's only literally in the last couple of frames of the film that you get to realize that he's recreating something in particular. And that itself was really, really cool. It's a shame it happens right at the end. You know what I mean? I can see why, but it's not really a huge info dump or anything. But it's like, okay, I understand now and why things have turned out the way they have. Yeah, I did like that bit. I must admit that sort of lifted it for me. On that note, what are you going to score it?
I'll give it a 6.
Yeah, okay, cool. 2 6s then for Play Dead. Go check it out. Our short shot this week is Jeffery Epstein, Bad Pedophile. This is a mockumentary put out by The Onion. purporting to give us a summary of the life of Jeffrey Epstein, his relationships with Ghislaine Maxwell and a certain Donald Trump, but done in a way which would suggest it's in a almost like an alternate universe, which is amazing. There are some incredible segues, like Jeffrey Epstein being, was it the Chicago Bulls or something?
Yeah, something like that. Basketball
some,
player.
some basketball player during the 90s, and Donald Trump was his big rival. I thought that was really, really clever. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure both of you are familiar with The Onion itself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Read excerpts of it whenever I can. It's good fun. Some of the headlines they've come out with have actually really cracked me up. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this one, Amanda?
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. It's basically just a 20-minute shitposting documentary.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't mind The Onion. It was just there was a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know how to describe it. Yeah, I don't think it was for me, but there was some funny parts of it. But yeah, no, not for me.
Who's this British comedian? Something Kunk?
Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
Kunk on Britain?
Philomena Kunk.
Philomena, yeah. Kunk on Britain, I think it's called, isn't it? And that is very similar to this. You know, that's the way she does that is quite similar. And the format of this is very much like, you know, those typical true life documentaries that Netflix churns out all the time. But yeah, I think they get, you know, the aesthetics correct. Not all the jokes really work. But there's a classic clip of Epstein and Trump where Trump leans into Epstein. They're at a party and whispers something, and you see Epstein's face sort of change, and they use that clip brilliantly in relation to their idea of them being basketball rivals. I thought that was pretty funny as well. But you know, things like the judge ordered him back to his cell and not to hang himself. Yeah, sort of things like that. I thought was very good. Steve, what do you make of it?
I didn't get on with this at all.
No,
no. I don't know. It's just because it's the American satire of it, or what. It just didn't land with me. I didn't find it funny. I just think it was basically just saying paedophile over and over and over again. And like you said, you enjoyed the basketball thing. To me, that was just, I thought it was like a step too far. I don't know. It was just absolutely weird. I mean, I actually put it on.
Yeah.
And my wife was sat there. She went, "What's this?" I said, "Oh, it's for the podcast. It's a short that we're doing this week." And she went, "Is this serious or is it meant to be funny?" And I was like, "Be honest, at the minute, I'm not 100% sure."
Yeah. I think, I mean, honestly, I think they could, if they'd actually stuck to factual stuff, it would still be, it would have actually been funnier, you know.
I think, the more fantasy things in it just kind of took away from it, if you know what I mean, and the seriousness of it. I just don't think the satire was sharp enough in a way. And I know that sounds weird, you're talking about Epstein and Trump, but yeah, I just didn't. I didn't laugh once. I'll be honest. I didn't. Yeah, I found it very, very weird.
Oh, okay. I enjoyed it. Amanda half enjoyed it, and you didn't like it much at all. Okay. Well, we don't score the shorts, but we do recommend you check them out. It's going to be interesting to see what people do make of this. You'll find a link to this in the footnotes below. Go check it out. Our DTV throwback this week is Time Runner. During an unstoppable alien invasion of 2022, one man flees through a wormhole to 1992 in hope of changing the future. but attempt after attempt is made by someone there to catch and kill him. Okay, so Rich suggested this one. I knew of the film, but hadn't seen it before. Now, this is in equal parts really, really bad and really, really good. It's almost like a film of two halves, right? The bad bits are the big special effects, future invasion bits they have that that they keep dragging us back to, with all the explosions and shots of people's feet running past and all this sort of stuff. Never once actually showing us the aliens that are invading, in any actual form. Those bits are pretty shit, unfortunately, and it boils down to two scientists with like a ZX Spectrum prodding at the keys to try and access a Russian missile silo or something. So those bits were terrible. The stuff with Mark Hamill in the past and Radon Chong, I thought were really well done. They had some big surprises in it. The stunt work was excellent. That they managed to do a hell of a lot. There's a few shootouts which are well above and beyond the pay grade of this film, especially the one in the diner at the beginning. Really, really sort of like chaotic, but lots of gunfire, lots of noise, stuff getting shot up and everything. I thought that was really, really excellent. And the stuff that happens at the end, I was like really shocked by as well. This one doesn't play by the rules really. Anyway, Amanda, what did you make of Time Runner?
I mean, it was basically a lot of let's throw a bunch of stuff at the wall and see what sticks, and they ended up with like a discount Terminator. I enjoyed Mark Hamill. I've always found it's really easy to enjoy him no matter what he's doing. But yeah, the action was fun, but a lot of it, didn't really work for me. Also, why did the normal guns make laser gun sounds? Was it just me that noticed that?
No, not just you.
Yeah. I don't understand that. Yeah, some fun bits, but generally, no, I don't think it was for me.
And Steve?
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Mike, to be honest. The futuristic bits were pretty awful. It's literally just two guys shouting at each other, like you say, banging away at a spectrum. The past bits, yeah, they were all right. The thing that really bothered me, right, is you got Radon Chong, right? One of the most beautiful women in the 80s and 90s. And you stick a Beatles haircut on her.
It is awful.
And it's the worst haircut I've seen for years. Yeah. And Mark Hamill, right? It's weird because he looks younger than he does in Star Wars, but he's not.
I think it's the beard, doesn't it? It's
yeah. I don't know. It takes like 10 years off him. He looks really weird in it. But I thought them action scenes in the past were really good, and like I said, the ending is pretty out there and a bit dark as well, and where it goes leading up to that point as well, I thought was really good. It's just the futuristic bits that let it down, and also like when he has these visions. Again, the effects on that them bits are pretty terrible as well. It's like he's not. If he stood in front of a green screen, it'd be better than what they've done. Don't get me wrong. You got your budget and time constraints for when it was and stuff like that. But yeah, he was okay.
A few observations. So it looks like the. I'm not saying it was, but it looks like they had the stunt team from Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift for those car chases because those cars were flinging around those corners. They're absolutely brilliant. there's a scene where there's a guy called Murphy who works with Ray Don Chong's character, and he decides to stay behind and stall the bad guys, which is the most naive thing. The three people, him, Mark Hamill, and Ray Don Chong, having this great idea or agreeing to this idea that I'll try and slow these guys down. And they manage to escape, and they're in this airplane, this little propeller airplane, and they go, "Gee, I hope Murphy's all right." we see him tied to a chair and blood pouring out of various orifices and things. It's like, oh dear. There's a character called, I can't remember his name now. Hang on. They pick up a sort of civilian character who becomes their sort of sidekick. I'm just trying to find his damn name.
Arnie, is it?
Arnie, that's right.
Yeah.
So he's the owner of the airplane they steal, but he ends up sort of helping them. And there's a scene in it where it looks like they added an extra scene during the shootout at the end, and used a different actor to play Arnie for this one scene. Put him in the same costume and everything, and he sort of shoots this guy who seems to be in like an office corridor compared to where they are. It just looks very weird. It sort of really sticks out when you see it. But yeah, I for the most part I had a good time with this. It was it was a lot of fun until they went back to it's just such a time waster when they go back to the future. And it's the same footage over and over and over again, just shots of, booted feet coming out of Jeeps and things, or people running in silhouette towards the camera, just over and over and over. Lots of sort of sound effects. Those bits are annoying, but when actually, the actual story was really good. So there you go. Any other thoughts on this one?
No, not really.
Richard would probably put on about another 10 minutes, but anyway, we don't score the throwbacks, but we do recommend you check them out. We found this on Tubi. It's in its original pan and scan ratio. Not a bad copy overall. I have a feeling we will be diving into Tubi's back catalogue quite a bit in the near future, so please do go check it out. And that is the end of this week's show. So thanks guys for watching these films. Outgunned is highly recommended. Bosco only if you're a completist of mundane prison movies. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and X, and Blue Sky at the DTV Digest. And next week, Rich and I are going to be recording a new episode of The Short Shots. It's going to be I believe it's a martial arts spectacular, so please look out for that. Otherwise, thank you for listening. Tune in next time.
Thank you for listening to the DTV Digest. Let us know your thoughts in the comments and tune in again next time.